I know, it's a clickbait title, but I hope you'll stick with me for a minute. Because, my friends, we so often end up being our own brutal taskmasters without even realizing that the phone call is coming from inside the house. We run ourselves ragged, stretch ourselves thin, and pour from empty cups, and then we wonder why we're tired, grouchy, and miserable all the time. But what if I told you the only one with those insurmountable expectations of yourself is you? What if I told you that the only person in your family who cares if the house is spotless is you? What if I told you that the only one who cares if the weekends are perfectly planned out is you? What if I told you that the only one who cares whether you're all dolled up or not is you? I spent years chasing my own idealized version of womanhood and motherhood, and I rocked it for a while. The house was always clean, clean, clean. The kids were always fussed over and had planned activities. A full spread was always on the table. And while, yeah, I wanted to be doing these things, I was doing them for the wrong reasons. I wasn't only doing them because they were things I needed to be doing as a wife and mom, because at the end of the day, I was often just performing my role in order to extract validation and appreciation from the people I loved, as well as comparing myself mentally to other women. And when I ultimately did not receive the level of gratitude I had decided ahead of time all these tasks and activities should have afforded me, I became hopeless and bitter for a while. In my quest to become the perfect wife and mother and woman, I was actually becoming a terrible person in the process. Constantly stressed and exhausted and nagging, my need to control was actually robbing me of the peace, love, and joy with my family I could have been experiencing all this time. I would stalk the house looking for things messy and out of place so I could nitpick. I was filling my schedule with community extracurriculars I couldn't afford mentally or emotionally because of image, and I was cooking elaborate meals to the point of waste because getting kids to eat leftovers is like pulling teeth. And once I really sat with the ingratitude towards all the energy I was pouring out on everyone and everything around me, yeah, it really hurt for a while. I couldn't understand why I was giving and giving and giving of myself, and no one seemed to care about any of it nearly as much as I did. But it finally allowed me the freedom to step back and reevaluate the way I was spending my energy. So yeah, the house is more so tidy than it is spotless. Dinner is a lot simpler most nights, with the elaborate meals being reserved for special occasions. And I stepped back from some of the activities that were draining rather than fulfilling me. And you know what? No one noticed. The house didn't burn down. No one died. My life didn't implode. But you know what did happen? So much of my time and energy I'd been pouring into all these things suddenly became available to put into things I actually enjoy and which fill me up regardless of anyone else's perceptions of it. And also into being more present and invested with my husband and kids without me lording my unrealistic and anxious expectations over everyone around me. So no one else cares if you're perfect. I'd even go so far as to say that no one really cares much about anything nowadays, not genuinely. But there's freedom in that. You should embrace it and let yourself breathe. Stop thinking about everything all the time and just live your life. Do something you want, something you like, and do it for no other reason than you want to, and it brings you joy. You're going to be fine. Your kids are going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine. And I hope this encourages you to give yourself grace today and to seek out things which will actually fulfill you and put down all those things which are keeping you from what really matters. We only get one go around in this beautiful life, my friends. Don't squander it. Love yourself. Love your family. And until next time, take care.